Hi, guys, and good day. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Sanya. I am your senior support specialist here to take you through the client dispute manager software for today. So it is Friday, and as per usual, you know that today we'll be talking about marketing. We want to cover a few marketing strategies that you can go ahead and implement in your business. And we also want to have a little discussion of what you have in place. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and let you just say hi. You could always tell me how you're doing today, post it in the chat, or you could go ahead and unmute for me. And of course, I'll go ahead and share my screen with you. All right, all good? Awesome. Okay, perfect. All right, so I am getting my box out of the way, and we are going to jump right into our training for today. So, of course, when you come into the software, this is going to be the first thing that you see. This is our home/dashboard screen. You're able to see your customers overview, your dispute process overview, and your business growth statistics. So it's important that you are tracking all of the customers that you have, the disputes that you have going out, and the revenue that you actually have coming in. And of course, you want to look out for any new updates, for any new features, or anything that we're trying to tell you. This is where on your home screen, you can go to the top right-hand side, click the box, and you would be able to view that, right? And you also have the option to select the personal walkthrough where you can schedule a session with us. We'll take you through whatever questions that you may have. Of course, we will cover your questions, and we have the daily training. You can join that at 2 Eastern time. So if you want the recordings, you could always request it. Let's say you're not able to join, you can always request the daily training replays. Now, for those of you who are new and you don't know where to go, it's important that you watch the Getting Started videos, because this gives you a better understanding of what it is that you need to do, right? And you have your dispute status over to the left side. You are able to see all of the disputes that you have in your system. You would be able to use a customer search. This is mainly for your employees. So let's say you have restricted a few of them, right? They would be able to search for the customers that you have in your system, know who it's assigned to, and probably route it to, let's say, the call to whomever they need to go to, right? So you definitely have that capability. It's important that you check that, because you definitely want to have the option for your employees if it is that you do have a lot of clients that you can check it. You also have the add new customer. Of course, we talked about how to onboard, why you're collecting all of the information that you have. So it is important that you are collecting all of your clients' data, right? So I have about 12 persons on right now, 13. So we're going to jump right into the meat of the matter, and that is basically lead generation, right? So we all need to be ensuring that we have our brand set up, that all of our marketing strategy is effective, because of course, at the end of the day, you need to be able to pull clients in or pull prospects in and then convert them over into an active client. So how do you do that, right? There's several different ways that you can actually do this. You want to remember that inside of your software, you do have training resources. So once you are an active client, remember that you can go into your educational section. And I also want you to go to the training video section so you can watch those videos, especially for the Lead Generation Academy, right? And I also want you to take a little bit of time to look over the business learning, because that is also important, especially for those of you who are new, right? So what we have to take into consideration is that social media is one of the biggest ways to go. I have a lot of persons who don't like to use social media, right? For one reason or another, they tend to shy away from social media, or they might say they're new, so they don't know what to do. So they might tend to shy away from it. But I want you to get into the habit of using these tools, because at the end of the day, most of your customers that you're trying to get on board, they're on these platforms. So you have to go out there and find different ways and different resources, tools that you can actually use to help you when it comes to the marketing part of your business. Now, right across the board, whatever business that you have to remember that marketing is crucial. It doesn't matter what type of business you have to have some aspect of marketing. So whether it's a website that you put up, or you're sending out emails, or you're using a referral system, those are different tools that you can use to actually market, because you want people to know about your business, and you also want your brand to be out there. Now, we tend to think that when we're creating our content, that it's just for us. Of course, to some extent it is, but at the end of the day, if you want to capture persons to your website or whatever other platform that you have, to kind of redirect them into your credit repair business, you have to take into consideration what are their needs, what are their pain points, right? So if you can tap into that, then this makes it easy for you to actually help those customers that you have. So first thing that you want to do is to find who is this target audience that I'm trying to find, right? So once you have pinpointed that, I know you're going to say it's credit repair. So do we really need a target audience? Yes, you do. Because of course, you and your experience might be something different, where whatever it is or whomever it is that you're about to advertise to, they might gravitate towards you because you are this type of person, right? Or your brand is this type of way. So it's important that you think about all of these things, think about the different strategies and the tools that you can actually use, so you can actually attract them to your business. So don't shy away from social media. All right. So social media is one of the biggest ways to go. You have word of mouth. I have persons who have used strictly word of mouth, and it has worked like a charm, right? So you have the social media that you can definitely use. You also have the word of mouth. I want you to make sure that you put different things in place to actually help you to get those customers and those leads to come in to you, right? So I'm gonna just open up the floor now to some questions. I do see Cardell. I think that is, what is the best way to get dispute inquiries for the client, right? Okay, so kind of deviating from marketing. So it's important that you analyze your information when it comes to your client's accounts. You need to take into consideration, are these inquiries past the statute of limitation, right? You also need to take into consideration, are these inquiries, or were these inquiries authorized, right? Most of the time we look at a person's credit report, we might see a lot of inquiries and they really didn't authorize it, and they didn't know that they have the right to actually dispute these inquiries. So if you can go in, review the report, and look at what inquiries are there, you're going to have a discussion with your customer, and you're going to talk about if it was actually authorized, then of course you want to get those off, right? If they're not authorized. You also need to make sure that you review the credit report, because sometimes they might tell you that it was not authorized, and you check the report and there are actual active positive accounts that's tied to those inquiries. So we don't want to get those off. So it's important that once they have told you about all of those inquiries and you have reviewed that actual credit report, make sure that you have checked right across the board that there weren't any inquiries that's tied to an open account. So it's important that you go ahead and do that. so that you can get those inquiries off, right? Of course, you want to work on the inquiries that, of course, weren't authorized and past the statute of limitation, right? For late payment, what I want you to remember is that you want to, of course, talk to your customers. It could be a case that you don't necessarily need to go to the credit bureau. Of course you can, but if they say they want to do a goodwill letter or they're asking for time to catch up on, let's say COVID happened or they lost their jobs, this is another way for you to dispute from that angle, right? So you have many different ways of disputing when it comes to your particular account type, right? So I want you to take that into consideration. Look at your dispute flow. So let's go to the dispute manager here. And remember each screen, so 4 screens that you have, you can go in. What I like to tell you is to look at your account type. You're basically matching your reason and your letter to that particular account to get the best respond, right? So it could be that you're disputing with a credit bureau just to ask them to update their information to go ahead and investigate it. So you definitely want to use that angle, or you could dispute directly with the creditor, right? So it depends on what the status is and what you feel comfortable doing. Some people, they'll dispute with the creditor and the credit bureau at the same time. It's just a matter of strategy, all right? I hope that answered your question, Cardell. I hope that answered your question. All good?
Yes, it did. I have just another part. You said make sure what matches the account type and.
Yeah, always look at your account type, right? I want you to make sure that you go into
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, look into your flow, look at the training video. Remember that you have resources there that will help.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's very good.
And sometimes we're disputing and we get stuck. Let's say we're disputing with the furnisher and they are stubborn as you know what. So what we would do is we would basically have the option to go to our Facebook community, and we can always ask for different feedback of what would be the best approach to just see if the strategy that they have used would have been ideals, right? So that's what I want you to do. Look at the evidence that you have. Remember your analyzer. Look at what your analyzer says. Let me just pull up one. Remember, the rule is the credit bureau, they have a responsibility to report the same information right across the board. Most of the time, you're looking at the account and there's something that is off, or more than one that is off, that you can use as your basis to go ahead and get some resolution for, right? So I want you to use that angle when it comes to disputing your accounts. All right.
Okay. Last question is,
yes,
is there a active current fax number for the bureaus?
I would prefer if you go ahead and mail out your letters. If you're using LetterStream or you are mailing it out, going to the post office, I would prefer if you do that. I think I did send you the fax number. Check. I did send you the fax number, but I would prefer if you could go ahead and mail out the letters, all right? Because we don't want to get into that space where we fax it out and they say they don't get it, something happened in between. Yeah, we don't want that, right? So it's always best to go ahead and mail out the letters just to be on the safe side.
Got it.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
You are most welcome. All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Any questions at all about disputing before I jump back to marketing? Any questions? All right. I think we're good. Okay, awesome. All right, so going back to marketing, I want you to remember that inside of your software, there are resources, right? So I want you to go into your lead generation academy and look at what you probably already have and see how you can implement additional stuff to make it better, right? Sometimes we have put out our website and we're not getting a lot of traction. We don't even know how much traffic is actually being redirected or how many leads are actually going to the website, right? So I want you to think about those little things. Look at your branding. Your colors are important. Your content is important that's on the website. Sometimes you put up some information and it's not clear. People like to be able to see everything, right? So if you can add your testimonials on your website, don't be afraid to do that. I know some of you prefer to not list the price because you kind of want them to come to you. You can decide which one would be ideal for you, but give like a ball point price so that whenever you have listed that price, and let's say if your services do require a little bit more, then you can go ahead and recommend that to the customers, right? So list out your plans, make it clear, make sure that you look at your text and your colors because those are important. You don't want a customer to go on your website and they're like, something doesn't look off. It doesn't sit well with them, right? So make sure that you think about the colors, think about the text in terms of the content, make sure as well that it is visible. And what I like to tell you is to have someone look at it, right? Not just you looking at it to say, oh, it looks good. Have someone else, a new, fresh set of eyes looking on your website to make sure that it looks good. The different pages are there. Remember, you have a landing page different from a website. So you have to look into that. Some of you might be using MailChimp right now. And of course, it's a landing page that you have as opposed to a website. So you have to think about those little things when it comes to setting up and marketing, right? Especially for your websites, right? Make sure that your links are visible. So your clients portal, affiliates portal link. I also like to tell you to make sure that your social media handles are on your website. And if you have the testimonials, go ahead and add it onto your website so that people can always click on it, because what people like to do is they like to get to know who's behind this brand. You might say, oh, I don't want to show my face. That's totally fine. Your company is actually a brand in itself, right? So if you're not there just yet to show who you are behind it, make sure that your brand stands for itself and speaks for itself, all right? So I want you to take that into consideration. One of the websites, all right, so if you go to here, let's say you go to our website, startupcreditrepairbusiness.com. We have 23 websites that you can look at, right? So once you decide which one you want, you just get your hosting and your domain name and we will install it for you. We give you 5 text changes. So let's say the email address, the phone number, you want to put on the links. Let's say you want to change the prices. You definitely have those text changes for free, right? So you can definitely get one of our templates. Some of you are actually building out your own websites. That's totally fine. I just want you to think about a few things. You don't have to do it now, but eventually you want to go ahead and do it, right? You want to get an SSL. It's not a necessity now, but you want to get an SSL so you could secure your actual websites from hackers or things like that, right? So it's important that you look at your website. Once you're there, then you can go ahead and look at it, all right? 1 second, let me just get that for you. All right, here you go. This is a link to the website. So you have 23 websites that you can look at, see which one you want, and then you can go from there. All right. Okay, perfect. All right, let me see. Do I have any more questions so far? Wait, checking. You are most welcome. You're most welcome. All right, perfect. So we talked about website. We are going to jump into different strategies that you can actually use, right? Of course, yes, John, if you want to go in, let's say you already purchased one of our templates and you want to go into the back end, more than likely it would have been WordPress. So you should have gotten an email from us to log into the back end, right? So once you do that, if you need to reach out to us to give you access to the back end, you just let us know. All right. Yeah, so you should be able to go into your back end. Let's say you wanted to change your colors or you wanted to add your logo. I want you to make sure that you do those little things. All right. So definitely a plus on going in and do changes if you want to. Don't forget as well, I like to tell you, if you have your websites, if you can get your schedulers on there, or if you could get different website lead forms there, definitely go ahead and do that. And then also get an analytics so that when you go into the back end, you can actually see how many customers actually come to your website, right? So it's important that you are able to analyze the information and the data that you get. How many customers might have clicked on your subscription? How many customers signed up for a particular program that you have or a promo that you have? You should be able to convert that information, right? And another thing, remember inside of your software, underneath the educational link section, right? Not the training here, but the educational link. Once you go there, what I want you to do is to go underneath your lead generation resources. And I want you to make sure that you go ahead and download the 150 ways of how to market, right? You have several, well, I wouldn't say thousands, but you have several different ways of how to market to your audience, right? So you have to look at what is out there and see how you can actually implement that into your business, right? So these are just 150 ways. You can take bits and pieces from one section to add it to something else. An example of that is, let's say you have your website, right? Most websites that you go to, you would see where you're able to sign up for something for free, right? This is how you can actually get leads to sign on. They can give you their email address. And once they give you their email address, you can market to them using that option. So another thing that you can think about is offering something for free. Some of you have courses that you've done ebooks, you have training, you have giveaways that you're going to do. I want you to think outside of the box, put it up on your website. So this is like a capture page that allows the customer or the lead to go ahead and put their information in there, namely their email address, because an emailing list is your gold mine. So if you can get those persons to sign up, then this means you can always market to them, right? What you're trying to do with your emailing list is basically to get them to know you, to like you, and eventually buy something from you, right? So this is what I want you to think about. Look at the different resources that you have. What are the tools that I can use now? Some of them might be paid options that you'd have to do, but you do have options that you can do yourself. You can create it yourself, right? You can set it up yourself. So look at what is out there and then see how you can implement it. And when you do implement it, I want you to make sure that you put a little note aside and just see how that conversion that you have set up, how does it work for you, right? If you realize that it doesn't work for you, try something else that goes along with it to see if you got a different results from it, right? So it's important that you go ahead and review what you have when you have implemented that tool or that strategy. All right. So if you go to your software, training, educational link here, go ahead and look at the 150 ways of how to market, right? Now, another part of the training that's inside of the software is setting up your emailing list. Well, not just setting up your emailing list, but basically marketing to your clients using the email marketing strategy, right? So what you would do, most of you have active customers that you're already nurturing. You need to be nurturing your leads, whether it's your clients and also your affiliates, right? So it's important that you go ahead and look at what you have. You have some courses and some resources that you can actually go ahead and download, copy and paste. If you need to customize it to make it your own, let's say you want to add additional information to those emails, you are able to create resources based off of the emails that's already in your system, right? Some of you already have your yearly. Remember to go into those different courses that you have and look at how you can implement those, right? Along with these that's here, you also have your email that is sent automatically for the active clients. That is great. If you can add additional resources, that would be great. I also want you to remember to add your credit builders, right? Anything that can build your client's credit, you definitely want to add that in one or two of your emails, right? And then another thing that I want you to remember is that underneath your educational, not your educational, but your manage email, once you go into this particular section, this means that you can create your own templates, right? So once you go ahead and create it, then you can go to your customer screen and you can send those out to your leads. So in here is basically your emailing backend. You can always go in there and you can create some emails for your customers. Now, bear in mind that you have inside of your client's portal an educational section, right? So if you go in here, your client would be able to see resources. What I like to do is I like to just go in and take bits and pieces from there to create or repurpose that to create emails for my leads if possible, or also to the active clients, because you know sometimes they might not like to go ahead and read. That's the truth. You can always repurpose that and create a video, right? So you have all of the resources. You just need to figure out what way would my clients or my audience like to hear this information that I am giving them, right? Most of the time they really do want to hear it, but it's just the delivery of how we do it, okay? So look at what you have in your portals, go into your manage email section, go into your training educational section and look at what you have and go ahead and create those resources, right? Most of you are going to use Instagram, you're going to use Facebook. I want you to look at different tools that you can use to help you to create content. Canva is a good option for you to look into. So you could definitely use that to create different content, right? And you don't have to post every day. You don't have to post every day, but you could always use what you have, turn it over and use that for something else. So if you have, let's say, a blog, let's say you want to take bits and pieces out of it, you definitely can do so because you are able to resource that particular information that you have. So go ahead and utilize that. Remember that it's important for you to advertise to your customers. You want them to get to like you, to get to know you. So it's important that you're putting out consistent content on a regular basis. All right. So I'm going to pause right here because I've been talking a lot. I want to hear from you. What type of resources do you have in place? All right, go ahead and post it in the chat if you can, or you could go ahead and unmute and let me know what type of resource you have currently. All right, so I see someone says Instagram and Facebook. That is good. That is good. Are you using the affiliate option? Let's say you're going in there and you have some affiliates. Let's say you have some real estate agents and some loans officer. Use these people because most of the time they have to turn back people as well, right? Also on the Instagram or the Facebook that you are using, most of your followers or one or two influencers that you have, they can actually advertise for you as well, right? So it's important that you use what you have in front of you to help you to gain traction and also to advertise effectively, right? Because if you are posting content on a regular basis, I know you're going to say you have a lot of things to do. That is not on your mind, but if you can tap into that industry and use that to your advantage, then you would see a lot of customers coming in. So definitely the Facebook, if you're doing Facebook ad, even if you're not doing the paid option, but you're doing the free option, you're advertising on your Facebook, you're going on live whether on Facebook or on Instagram, just to let people know that credit repair is important, credit education as well is important, then it is a good look for you, right? So you definitely want to implement things that's actually going to help you in the long run, right? So kudos to you on that one. All right, let me see if I have anybody else. I think I may have to pick on a few persons. Let me see. All right, so I see some new people in. I'm gonna get this name wrong. I'm gonna call you by your last name because you told me already, and I think I'm gonna get it wrong. So Miller, can you go ahead and unmute and tell me what type of strategy you have in place to market, right? Go ahead and unmute for me, or if you can't unmute, just post it in. Okay, no problem. So her mic is not working. All right, so anybody else that would like to take the floor? Tam, go ahead and help me out. You know I'm going to call on you, right? Tamisa, go ahead and tell me what you currently have.
I knew you was talking about me.
You know I was going to call you, right?
Yeah, I should have known you was.
I was.
Let me see. What I did do was I have a Facebook night coming up to where I'm doing like free credit like updates, whatever. That's like in 2 weeks. So I put out like an
You're
event.
promoting?
Yeah. So I put an event out on the page and I shared it to a couple other pages for them to be able to kind of share and put it out there. So I got a few people that said they're interested on coming. And so I'm in the process of also completing a 6-step, what I had learned from Mark the other night, little small brochure or something that I can try to put on the website for them to sign up so I can capture their information. So that's what I'm kind of doing. And then I'm just posting different things about, how to build credit and things like that on social media.
Awesome. Make sure you're promoting it on a consistent basis. Cover it all over your platforms, all of your platforms.
See,
right?
That's what I have a problem with. I haven't figured out. I know it's some type of automation out there where it's like Hootsuite or something. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, well, I need to know some type of automation where I can just put it in one thing and it goes across all of my social media networks, because I was one of those people that you talked about at the beginning. I don't do social media.
You have to.
Social media. I know, but I'm learning how to get on. So if you do have any suggestions for the automation to just, for it to go out I'll do that.
Right. Of course, most of the platforms, let's say, what type of device are you using? If you can connect those together so that once you post it on one platform, it goes to the other, then you definitely want to connect it that way, right? So your social media business page, you can put it on, let's say, the Facebook or the Instagram. You can connect them together. So once you post it on one platform, automatically it goes to the other. It will ask you if you want to send it over to the other platforms.
Oh, right? Yeah, I was talking about like for also Twitter, where I can have it all go over there on and Twitter.
It can be done this way.
Oh, it does? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then make sure you put it up on your website. All of your platforms, make sure you put it up there with the promo. If you can use like a landing page or something like that, or a pop-up that would advertise that event that you have coming up, so that once they click on it, it would redirect them to the different social media pages so that they can see. Definitely go ahead and put it on your website. All right.
Good idea. Thank you for that.
No problem. And I know like some of the different websites that's out there, I know it's especially for Wix, you have a way of advertising your content that's on your, I think it's Instagram or your different pages. You definitely can highlight that on your Wix website, right? If it is that you're not savvy where that is concerned, I would recommend that you get someone who can help you to do that. Someone who's good with graphics, who's good with the social media, who can go in and create an automation for you. That would be good. And then you have Zapier. Zapier is another thing that I want you to look into, right? So definitely look at that to see what you can actually do to help you. All right. All right, perfect. So
Thank
John, you are most welcome. You're most welcome. John, you know I was about to call you, right? Go ahead and unmute for me, John. So you're saying, should I promote on my business?
Yeah, I knew
My
it was
personal-
coming.
Okay, good. I love it when we connect like that. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, you can do it on all of your pages. It depends because you have some people who don't like to advertise on their personal page. So it depends. Make sure that everything that you have goes to the business page. But if you want to, you definitely can do it on your personal page. But once your personal page has information about your business, go ahead, all pages, it's fair game, all right?
I think I would rather not do it on the personal page, but
Put
I
on the business.
don't know how to get people to go to my business page.
Advertising, you have to start advertising. You have to think about probably doing ads. You don't have to start big, just start small, just to see. And then of course you have to put in the right audience that you're trying to attract, right? So let's say you're doing the Facebook ad, you have to tell them what type of audience you're looking for as well. And then on Instagram, if you create a business page, what I want you to do is to go ahead. I wish you would have done it a little bit later, earlier. On your Instagram business page, you want to start following persons that's in the same industry as you, and then other pages, follow them and like some of the posts that they have, comment in there. And then what you would see is once you start to post, because of how the algorithm is set up, that would help you to, whenever you put up your posts, they would actually put it out for you. So the more likes and the more comments that you put out for other people, eventually they'll start to do that for you, right? So
Okay.
get on board, like up a few things, comment. You don't have to do the long thing, but go ahead and comment in some of those pages that you like or have similar to you. And then you'll see that constant flow, right? I also want you to make sure that you're connecting the different platforms that you have as well. And if it's just the business page, make sure that your brand is clear so that anybody that goes to it, they would be able to see it. Set up your website, put your links on there so that if they go to it, more than likely, once they start to go to your website, they'll click on your social media. All right. And then have other people who have like a large following to do advertising for you as well.
Okay.
All right.
So let me ask you a question about that. I see on Facebook where there's a few people in my circle that do credit repair, and they're just like all over the place. It doesn't seem like they would share.
Sometimes. That's
Yeah.
why it's important to network, right? It's important
Okay.
to network.
Yeah.
So in the Facebook group or Facebook group, I want you to go in there, start to network. What you can do, let's say you have Instagram, and I'm not sure if you're doing Instagram or which one you like. Even if you don't like it, I want you to start to do some live sessions. Let's say you're not confident just yet to go live for like a 15 minutes.
Right.
Have someone that you've networked with to come on and talk about their experience and just to share a little bit of nuggets with your audience. And then you post that up on your different platforms, and then you see that growth as well. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
then how are you gonna, what type of tool do you use to create content to put out on your platforms?
Oh, well, that remains to be seen. I'm
Okay.
actually new, so I'm kind of taking all this stuff in.
All right. Are you, okay, so I gotta ask, are you a creative type of person? Because if you are, let's say you like that stuff, or let's say you're patient enough to sit and create something, you can look into Canva, canva.com.
Yep, I have Canva. Yep.
Awesome. So
Yep.
you can use that for all of your platforms, right? You just
Okay.
need to just basically choose some of the pictures and put some text and some nice quotes and put them up on your social media platform, put it across, and then
Okay.
you should be good, right? Start off, and then you'll get into the momentum of doing it on a regular basis.
Okay.
Right?
Alrighty. Thank you.
You're most welcome. All right. Yes, guys, for the replays, if you want the replays, please go ahead and send me your email address so I can send that to you. All right, Miller, so you're using word of mouth to get affiliates. Yes. Yes. So that includes your real estate agents, your loans officers. Some of you are already in those industry. Don't be afraid to let other persons in your industry know that if they have persons that they have to turn back, you're here to help them. You just want to fix their credit and you could always send them back to them, right? It's all about integrity, and it's all about helping those that you can help, because of course, you know a little bit more, right? And some of you have your notary companies, your tax businesses. Don't be afraid to connect them together. That's totally fine, right? I want you to think about that thing, that aspect of it, because most of the time we try to separate certain businesses and they really go hand in hand with each other, right? Because of course, you might have someone who needs help buying a house, right? You're a realtor and you realize that their credit is bad. This is where you come in and you can fix their credit. So it's the same idea that you would have for your affiliates. Most of the time they have quota that they have to reach, right? So if they have persons that they have to turn back, they can't reach that quota. So that's where you can come in. I want you to pitch it like that. Go ahead and create some emails. Go ahead and create contracts as well. So you can go ahead and send that out to them so that you can get them on board. You need to nurture them to tell them why it's important for you to basically help them to get those customers that they have to turn back, right? So I definitely want you to think about that. All right, so you're planning of launching next month, but you have affiliates waiting on your launch. Yes, don't take too long. What I want you to do for your advertising, are you going to be doing emails? If you're going to do emails, I want you to just do teasers. Do teasers about the launch that you have. Put out little bits and pieces of the content to the affiliate so that they can see what it is you're about to offer to their clients or to their prospect. And then you definitely want to launch. Put a timeline on it, a date, an actual date, and then you go from there. All right. And then you use friends that you know. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Perfect. All right, perfect. Yes. And then some of you are going to think about branching out into other states. That's totally fine. I just want you to make sure that you're advertising and you're advertising the right way, right? All right, perfect, perfect. So I think we are good where that is concerned. Let me see. I just want, okay, Michael, thanks for that. So Google business, infographics, constant, yes, yes, email blast, whatever you have any sales that's coming up or anything that you're about to launch, don't just launch it on that day. Put like a month or 2 weeks in between where you're actually posting or advertising about the launch that you have coming up. Let's say you're about to do a promo, right? Valentine's Day is coming up. Some of you might have some sales. You would have done 2 weeks before advertising about this sale that's coming up, right? So little bits and pieces of you getting your audience ready for that sale or whatever it is that you're about to do, to let them get familiarized with what you're about to do and then be ready to pay, right? So it's important to advertise because you want to attract them to your business. All right. All right, perfect. Just gonna open the floor. Do I have any questions so far?
Technical question for you. This is
Yes.
John. Okay, so you mentioned a few minutes ago having doing business in other states.
Yes.
Is the software set up where I can have agents in other states and
Countries.
have them as like 1099 employees instead of uh, where I have to do payroll and all that stuff?
You have to do the payroll part, right? You
Okay.
have to have some kind of system for the payroll, but if you
Okay.
have different agents across the country, you definitely can do so. What I want you to consider is to make sure that those persons that are coming in, they kind of know about credit repair, right?
Okay. Okay.
I don't want you to just get someone, unless it's your family, that you're gonna add in to do a little bit of work for you, which of course I want you guys to do that. But let's say you want a little bit more expertise where that is concerned, right? Make sure that these people know what they're doing, especially if it's for the billing or the disputing part, and then have someone that's competent with sales, all right?
Okay.
So it's fine if you want to add different persons, they can work wherever, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, you're most welcome. All right. Any more questions so far? Any more questions? All right, I think I need to pick on one more person. Can I pick on one more person? All right, let me see. I think I want to go with Linda. You know I gotta call on you, girl, right? Linda, how
You would.
are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Tell me a little bit of something. Tell me.
Okay. Well, I'm still learning the software. I'm good at doing factual disputes.
Yeah,
Very good with that. But the
yes.
software is new to me. And so
Mhm.
I need to grasp that.
Yeah.
And
What
so
about advertising? How are you getting customers to come in?
okay, I advertise by word of mouth, and then there's a mortgage company that I'm working with. So
Awesome.
yes, it's word of mouth, and I pass out cards. Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, most of us have been shying away from doing the brochures and the business card. If you can, let's say you're not going out right now. What I want you to do is to do it in an e-format, right? So an internet way, or should I say like an e-card kind of way that you're going to set up, so you can actually advertise that way. So if you're creating something, as I said, the Canva is something that you can look at, so you could always attach it to your emails and send it out, right? Some of
Okay.
you might have active campaign, right? This is like a tool that you use to mail out, like an automation that helps you to mail on a consistent basis without you having to do too much work, right? What you can do, some people do postcards, some people set up emails that goes out automatically from the customers. Well, the lead is a lead over to an active client. So you just have to create the series of emails. And then once you set it up, once you have that automation set up, then the client or the lead is just going to come in and go through without you having to touch it, right? So I want you
Yes.
to think from that angle as well. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
You are most welcome. You're most welcome. Okay,
Okay, wait a
Crystal.
minute. I think I might have missed that.
Yes.
What did you say about? I know you said I heard you say
Active
people reach
campaign.
out. Who? Can you hear me?
Active campaign.
What'd you say?
Active campaign.
Active campaign. Okay.
Right. So this is an option that people tend to use, because what it does is once you create the emails, you can just download it or copy and paste or type up in there, and then you can have that being sent out to your leads or active client, depending on what status they are, to nurture them, right? So outside of you using the software, you have different platforms that you can use to automate it as well, right? So Zapier, I want you to look at Zapier. Zapier can connect with any platform that you have. Google Docs, your Active Campaign, your MailChimp, whatever it is, it can connect with almost anything. All right.
Okay.
So look into that one. All right. Yes, I'll definitely send you the replay. Okay, so I'm leaving this one for last. I hope Crystal did not leave. Crystal, I hope you did not leave. Go ahead and tell me what you have in place. And then remember, guys, I want you to make sure that you go ahead and network with each other, right? So on the Facebook pages, remember, you would use this opportunity to talk with other like-minded people in your industry so you can actually have them on your Facebook Live that you're going to do. This special guest is going to come on and they're going to tell you about how to get a house within such and such a time, right? So definitely network with each other. It's important that you do that. This is how you can set up webinars eventually. Do your Facebook Lives with it, your Instagram, so that you can let people know and you can get comfortable and build and grow from that, right? So it's important that you network with each other. Crystal? Oh no, I think, Crystal, are you there? All right, so I'm not getting Crystal. Okay, no problem, no problem. So before I let you guys go, Valentine's Day is coming up. So I hope you're taking a little bit of time off. Even if you don't have your significant other, you have yourself. So I hope you will be treating yourself nicely over this holiday period, right? Well, is it a holiday? It's just over the weekend, but we're gonna spend a little special time to do something nice for ourselves so that we can enjoy this time, right? We have been through a lot. We have been through a year that was like, I don't know about you, but we've had well, it's not rough. It wasn't rough. It was just a challenging year, right? So definitely put some time, even if it's just for a few hours. What I want you to do is to make sure that you go ahead and set something up for yourself and just spend a little quality time with yourself. All right. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Donna. Yes, it is. You're talking about on the send email from here screen. Check it and then let me know if it's working. If you can check it now before you go. Check it.
Yeah. Sanya,
Yeah.
can you hear me? Yep.
Yes, I can.
Actually, I just checked it and it's not really working.
All right. All right. Send me your email address and the phone number. You can send it privately so I can call you back. Right?
Okay, sure, no problem.
No
Thank you.
problem. You are most welcome. All right, perfect, perfect, guys. We are about to wrap up. Let me just open the floor now. If we have any questions before I let you go, don't forget to send me your email address so I can send you the replay for today. And then, of course, join me next week so I can take you through any questions.
This is John. I have one more question for you.
Yes, go ahead, John.
But first of all, on the screen here it says your name is CDM support team.
Yes, it's Sanya, Sanya.
Saying I'm writing that down.
Yes.
Okay, here's my question.
Yes.
Is there a way, or is there a way you can suggest that if I had a family member or an employee that wanted to work with me,
Mhm.
they could be trained on the software easily?
Yes. Yes. They just set up an appointment underneath the help section and you just, let's say you have permissions that you don't want, well, certain features that you don't want them to go through. Let them log in. Of course, you would have customized what you don't want them to go through and just let them set up a walkthrough and state that they're your employee,
Oh,
right? So
great. That's perfect.
yeah,
Okay.
employees, whenever you're ready, you just go to the training section, pull this up, schedule a 30-minute walkthrough session, or you can chat with us. They can chat with us if they have a question about the software so we can take them through, right? You can
Okay.
call, send us a ticket. We'll definitely be there to help you with any situation for credit, well, for the software that we could help you with. All right.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Okay, one
Don't,
more before you go.
yes.
And this is a tangent.
Yeah.
How would you use a virtual assistant to help with your marketing?
With your marketing, of course, they need to have expertise. Whatever area they're about to go into, I would get them to for the social media. If they can help you with marketing on your Facebook, creating the content, sending out emails, following up as well, that would be good. So if you can get them to do that, to create the content, send out emails on a regular basis, put out the content on the different platforms, then that is something that you can do, right? So they're basically managing the platforms. They're also creating the content. That is something that you can definitely look into. All
Okay,
right.
perfect. Thank you, Simon.
Yeah. No problem. You're most welcome. All right. Let me see. All right, do I have any more questions before I let you go? I want to thank you guys for your time and your patience and always joining me for our sessions, all right? So let me just go ahead. Donna, look out for my call. I'm gonna reach out to you so we can go through, okay?
Sure,
Lasan,
thank you.
yes, yes.
As
Oh,
always,
Fran, oh my God, I did not see that you were here. How are you?
I'm good. So as
Awesome.
always, can you please send me? I'm gonna put my email in the thing. Can you please send me
Yes,
the replay?
I
Thank you so
will.
much.
I will. I will. All right, you're most welcome. All right, I think I was gonna call somebody a while ago. Thank you for that love. Thank you for that love. Let me see. We're all good, right? All right, perfect. Make sure that you enjoy your weekend. All of the new people that I'm seeing, I hope you'll be interactive for the next sessions that we have and have some questions for me so I can take you through, okay? My name is Sanya. I am your senior support specialist. I do appreciate the time and the effort that you took to come on. You do have a great rest of day and a wonderful, loving weekend. All right, you take care. Bye-bye.